Welcome to Beyond the Press Release, our production of Gore column, in which we take the time to speak of small cap executives after they put out important news. And with us today for the first interview of 2022, and it's a doozy because they've got a great deal with Loblaws across the country. Steve Saviuk, CEO of Valeo Pharma, trades in Canada under VPH. For our friends in the US, VPHIF, and for our friends in Europe, VP2. For those who are new to the story, all you need to know is that Valeo is not your typical pharma company, biopharma company that tears up cash and burns up cash doing expensive R&D, long clinical trials for high risk, high reward. They've turned that business model on its head, and they're a commercial stage revenue generating company and profitable on the pharmaceutical side, which you don't hear too often. How do they do that? They license and acquire the rights in Canada to commercial stage proprietary drugs from other parts of the world, and then they commercialize them here. So this licensing model means no development or clinical risk and all the upside of the revenue and sales. They've done deals with the likes of Novartis, so they know what they're doing on that end. And more importantly, from the actual numbers point of view, 2020 net revenue, 7.5 million. For the first 9 months this year, 10.2 million, up 94%, and only getting stronger. In fact, they just closed a $25 million financing just before Christmas. Steve, congratulations on today's news. Welcome back.
George, Happy New Year to you. And as always, it's wonderful to be back on your show.
Thank you. Thank you for the well wishes. Happy New Year to you, your family, and the entire Valeo Pharma family as well. So two big things happened today. One is, I'm going to read the headline now. Your Hesperco product is now available across the country at Loblaws, and the clinical trial results have been submitted for publication on Hesperidin. So I want to talk a little bit about each. As shareholders, investors, let's talk first about the Loblaws. You're now available in 300 stores under the Loblaws banners. How great does that feel, and why has this happened now? And by the way, let me put this up. Every day, I do a couple of these every single morning, almost every single morning. So I'm a user, we're not just talking about, but talk to us about Loblaws.
Yes, well, Hesperco is a product that we started working on in spring of 2020, almost 2 years now. And when I say working on it, the idea was brought to us by a few very smart scientists at a small biotech company in Montreal called Ingenu Pharma, INGNEW. And they had this idea that the Hesperidin has some very interesting properties vis-a-vis protecting the body against certain viruses, and specifically the coronavirus. And as we all know, COVID-19 is actually an acronym for SARS-CoV-2, which is a coronavirus, very potent and lethal coronavirus. And we developed this product back in the spring of 2020. We filed it with Health Canada. It was approved. But it's an over-the-counter, it's a naturally occurring substance called Hesperidin, which comes from the skin of oranges. You cannot eat enough orange skins plus they don't taste that well, to actually get the benefit of Hesperidin. It's not vitamin C. Vitamin C does not really, in many clinical papers, have much of an effect on the coronavirus. And this product was nicely packaged, put together, very reasonably priced. It costs you about $1 a day at retail to buy it. So it's a bottle of 60 capsules. So you take 2 a day, 1 gram per day. We have been selling it online in Canada through Amazon or our own particular website. And we have some retail distribution across Canada, but clearly having a large banner like Loblaws, put it in over 300 stores across the country. And we mentioned the various banner stores, Loblaws, the Medians, what have you, where it can be found. And otherwise, I would suggest that your viewers just go to their pharmacist at any pharmacy across Canada and ask for the product, and they'll be able to get it maybe the next day if it's not on the shelf or what have you. So it's just I think a very sound product that has a good price point, has extremely good safety profile, which has been shown in a number of studies, including our most recent one. And I think it's just a compelling product to have. whether there's COVID or not, but clearly this product in the time where our immune systems are being battled with this virus is very appropriate and timely that this product be available at mass retail where you don't have to order it.
And that's a great third-party validation, right, Steve, at the end of the day, because you've always spoke highly of Hesperco. Listen, that's the reason I bought this on the paid full price, bought it from your website and so on and so forth. But this is now third-party validation, right? That says it's not just Steve who's calling his own product a great product. It's Loblaws and its banners. What does that do in terms of now supercharging the potential for Hesperco going forward? Because when you get your first big customer, that's when everybody else wants to come on too.
Well, I think for us, I mean, our real strong motivation here is I think this product should be available to people. I think it can help people in many ways, especially during the winter season and given what we're going through right now. But one of the key elements, it's not just what the company says or what Steve says or what have you, is this the submission of the clinical trial for publication that was done several weeks ago by the Montreal Heart Institute and Ingenue Biotech. They actually performed the trial. They used Hesperco product in the clinical trial, but they are the ones that actually funded it and carried out the trial. And the results came out, and from it, what we can, comments like very encouraging, benefits are available, may help reduce the symptoms of COVID-19. These are the kind of wordings that came out of the trial, and that was very, I think, influential for a lot of people to look at this product and say, this product isn't just claiming it may help people. That we've shown clinically that it has some very strong safety profile, very encouraging results. We might actually continue and fund, or some of these parties may fund further trials, which has been suggested by the researchers, saying maybe a longer duration or higher dose. But there's something there. That's what basically they're saying. So I think when you look at the safety, the low cost, I think there's a benefit to Canadians that feel challenged, medically challenged in this point in time, to take a product such as Hesperco that has these now shown independently to having very encouraging and very important results.
Well, with these results under your wing now, and I know you guys have been busy with your other pharmaceutical products that have been hitting it out of the park. We know them. We've talked about it before. We've talked about them before. Sorry, the asthma, the anticoagulants, and all that hitting out of the park. And sometimes there just isn't time. But is it now time for you guys to see what Hesperco could really do across Canada, maybe into the United States? Because now you've got real information and you got big demand. There's still a big part of the world. Look, thankfully, Omicron has been a lot less of an impact on people, but it's created a lot of worry out there. And something like this could make people could create great demand. Any thought to really blowing it out now and take advantage of this market setting?
Definitely, we're looking at a lot of different options. We do have the product approved in the U.S. It's not currently available in the U.S. There's some still regulatory issues that have to be dealt with there from a sort of a shipment point of view. In Canada, now that it's across Canada, we'll be submitting some changes to Health Canada in terms of our actually putting stronger wording on our labeling, which is another key important aspect. But I just feel good that we're able to have this kind of distribution that, as I say, you could walk out your door and find a pharmacy near you and actually access this, rather than, and have some more information, some more independent clinical information, again, suggesting that this product can have benefits to people that are suffering from various, as we talked about this maybe a year ago, the common flu is often caused by a coronavirus within that coronavirus family. So it's very interesting that Hesperidin was tested and has been tested in the past in various animal models, and looking at what does it do to this virus and how does it sort of stop or prevent this virus from entering the body? How does it stop it from replicating? How does it stop it from causing inflammation. And these are all things that people suffer when they do get, sort of attacked by the coronavirus. So again, it's third party. It's still early stages, I'd say. I think there's more work to be done, but it's very encouraging results. And I think, given the safety profile, I think I'm happy that people can have access to it. And that's it's not going to be our biggest product, George. We've got our 2 asthma drugs that are slated to do well over $100 million of revenue. Our blood thinner, which we think will do 30. We don't see that. This product is not a very expensively priced product. And as I mentioned, at retail, the effective cost is about $1 a day. But I think, from a point of view of having something that's timely and potentially beneficial to Canadians, I feel good about that. And it's not just about top line or anything like that. It's about doing something which we think is the right thing to do and helping people.
And as a CEO of a biopharma, you have to think that way, of course. Otherwise, you're not going to be successful. But as shareholders, one more question, because we do look at the numbers, right? Is Loblaws, first of all, it almost can't get any better. Maybe it can't get any better. That's a fantastic banner under which to be nationwide, for sure. But are there more that are potentially coming? And I know you can't make any promises, but I have to assume, and maybe people at home are thinking the same thing, that if you were talking to Loblaws and you got this deal done, maybe you're talking to other nationwide retailers. And is that or is that one and done?
No, I think certainly the intent is to expand the number of stores under the Loblaws banner, potentially expand that. The second is, as you mentioned, there's many other points of sale in terms of pharmacies and what have you across Canada. And we want this to be ubiquitous. We want it to be in all pharmacies across all territories and provinces. So definitely we'll continue to work in that vein. And again, what helps and supports that is the fact that now we have an independent trial that has these findings, which I think are very promising. And I think that'll be the sort of the switch that'll turn on some of these other banners and retail pharmacies to want to have this type of product available for their customers. And we will be coming out with more independent information. There was a great piece done about last, I guess, spring or so from MD Briefcase. I think we talked about it on the show, a subject of a press release by us, which was,
I shared that actually MD Briefcase with a bunch of people when I bought it. Said, here's why. Don't just take my word for it. It's not just because Steve is a client. Look at what MD Briefcase had to say about it.
Again, and they basically looked at all the literature, and they came out. It was I think it was a Hesperidin, which is the sole medicinal ingredient within our capsule. So when you look at a 500 milligram capsule of Hesperco, it's Hesperidin. That's what you get, 100%. There's no additional flavonoids or vitamins or what have you. It's the only product of its type like this in Canada. And they compared it against vitamin C, again, on a basis of a literature search. So what other research has been done? And it showed kind of hands down that vitamin C has really does not play a major role in.
I think you said something you got to eat 100 oranges or something.
And or orange juice for that matter. And again, you'd have to, I think our scientists were saying something about you'd have to drink 4 liters of orange juice to get the same amount of Hesperidin. And
right, that's
all the cost is probably, I think roughly just $15 or $16 versus $1 a day. And in addition to all that sugar that you do.
And then I was going to say, then you got to deal with all the weight gain and diabetes that comes from,
so
4 liters.
I think it's an elegantly made product. We've done some formulation work to it to try to make it as potent as we can. And it falls within Health Canada guidelines. It's approved by Health Canada. And again, I think as a antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, we believe it's got a place in pharmacy, and it's got a place in people's medicine chests as a product to be used.
I'm going to close with this. It's great to see another real credible win for Valeo. I mean, you've already been hitting it out of the park with the Redesca blood thinner drugs we already talked about, with the asthma drugs, the Enerzair, Breezhaler, all those. And that alone is good enough. But to have another great win, Steve, says a lot about the product focus you guys have and your ability to deliver products that the mass market really wants. And that's no easy thing. I'm a founder of a company, and man, it's really impressive to see that you guys are able to do it time and time again. Everyone can have a one-hit wonder, you know, but you guys just keep having hits and hits. I mean, but that's great for your team.
Thanks. Well, it's our objective to build a first-rate, top-tier Canadian company. We're now well over 100 employees. We're selling Redesca as our fastest growing product in terms of revenue. Enerzair Atectura is getting more reimbursement. Quebec just agreed to pay for the drug, the province, in December, and we'll be seeing other provinces come on board. Alberta's already there. New Brunswick, Nova Scotia is already there. So I think that this just it sort of sets up 2022 to being a really pivotal year for Valeo, where we go away from being sort of perceived as a small pharma company to really mid-tier company. And our business development efforts are strong, and we think not only will these products be great, but we will add to that portfolio, leverage our capabilities. And I'm looking forward to being on this program many times in this new year, bringing interesting news, insightful news, and to your viewers, and that they follow and understand. I think a true Canadian pharma success story in the making.
It is a great success story. I talked about the numbers already at the outset. You've added that with the success on multiple products, and it seems like it's just accelerating. So me too, Steve. I can't wait to see what you guys do in 2022. But in the meantime, today, celebrating one more time for everybody, right? Our Hesperco, which I highly recommend you guys go out and get. So you can either get it from any one of the 300 locations of the Loblaws banners across the country, or head over to Valeo's website and you can even order it directly from them, because that's what I had to do, because Loblaws wasn't around a few months ago. Now they are, but either or is great. Highly recommend it. But more importantly, I highly recommend, I can't say buy, that you take a really serious, close look at Valeo Pharma, because if you like biopharma, but you don't like the big R&D risk, the big clinical trial risk, and I think everything that comes with capital intensive traditional biopharma, then this is it. And I think everyone should have some exposure to biopharma in their portfolios. You have to make that decision. I'm not making that decision for you, but 12 months from now, don't say that we didn't tell you so. Have a great day. See you next time.
Thank you, George.
Hey guys, this video is over, but don't forget to help your company by liking it and even leaving a comment below. And then don't forget to help yourself by subscribing to our channel and never missing another great Agoracom small cap video.